Hello and welcome to my channel. I have 5 vintage lead figures to paint up. These are from the Colonists set from the Aliens board game, which was released in 1990 by Leading Edge Games, and these figures depict what happened to the colonists on LV-426, which is an event that we don't see play out in the movie. Underneath the bases is a little stamp which gives us a little bit more information. We have the 20th Century Fox logo, as well as a short brief of the event depicted. This is a 30-year-old set and there are a little bit of damage to attend to. But first I'm going to start with a bit of cleaning up. There are some noticeable seam lines which need filing off, and I try and blend them into the clothing that they're wearing. I have this spare Alien set from Gale Force 9, and I'm going to use this to replace the missing part, such as the tip of this tail. So I snip off the part that I don't need, and then I clean up both edges for a good fit, and this will also help the glue adhere to each other. The tail fits on fairly well. It's not too obvious that it's a separate part. It should blend right in once it's painted. And once all that is done, I prime all the figures. Right, this is how they're looking so far. And we're ready to move on to the next stage. And I'm going to paint these in order, starting off with the abduction. This one is the most difficult one to paint out of the bunch, because you've got human and alien intertwined. So to make things easier, I paint the colonist first. So I started off by painting his flesh, then moved on to his clothing. Try not to use anything too bright for working class colonists. And then I went around and painted the alien in black. And after that I gave it a dry brush in white, followed by a blue wash. And the dry brush really does bring out all the race detail. And it was at this point that I realised the alien was missing its tubes on its back. So I dug out my Gale Force 9 box and sacrificed a set. They're quite tiny once cut out, so I needed to get them glued on pretty quickly so I don't lose them. I wasn't worried too much about the drawing, because once it's painted black you won't notice it. I then painted them and blended it in with the rest of the model. And that's the first figure completed. And now on to the next one, which is the egg and the facehugger. This guy is wearing a jumpsuit and a jacket, and doesn't take too long to paint. The egg and the vines are painted green and highlighted with yellow. And for the organic inside of the egg, I used a dark pink. Then the base is painted silver, and that's another one done. We're picking up paste now. Next up is just the facehugger and the colonist. And this guy's also wearing a jumpsuit, so it's a simple choice of one colour. And I used panel liner to bring out the little details. And the facehugger is painted yellow with a cream dry brush. And that's the third one done. And now onto the gruesome chestburster model. This guy has an open jacket and a shirt. I kept the shirt white so that the blood splatter would be more noticeable. And I just used the tip of a paper clip for the blood splatter effect. And then finished those off with a little brush. I'm only brushing down underneath the chestburster to where blood will naturally flow. And that's another one done, and just one more to go. And now we've just got the dead body secreted in the resin. I didn't want his clothing to be too dark so that it would contrast against the backdrop. And I painted the resin the same way as I painted the alien, black with a blue wash, except this time I gave it a yellow and green dry brush. And this just helped make the backdrop look a little bit more slimy. Plus it also highlights the race details. that's the last one finished. So we've completed our set of 5. So if you ever wondered what happened to the Colonists on LV426, look no further. I think they came out quite well. And it's always nice to see some vintage miniatures get painted up. These miniatures were never intended to be used in the gameplay, but it just adds a little bit of set dressing. And on that note, I'm going to leave you with the gallery. Let me know down below if you want to see some more miniatures from this line. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, if I can do it, so can you.